everybody, hope you're all well. Mindful Moodling will be starting in a few minutes. Well, you know how early I am. Anyway, just bear with me, the video's about to start soon. Thanks, bye. Hello, impromptu people. I need this. Anyway, I hope everyone is well. It is absolutely freezing. I have got layers and layers and layers. I'm not showing other layers. Get arrested. Anyway, so I'm gonna do sort of. I need this really because I'm getting ready for my one day special tomorrow, and I like to be over prepared. So I'm really need to refocus, collate, refocus, and just get chilled and relaxed. So what have we got today? I only decide sometimes 10 minutes before that I'm going to do it. So, bear with me. And I do it as much as I can. So, hello, Gillian. That's cool. Nice to see Gillian. Hello, lovely. So, yeah, a few people around. I'm not expecting hardly anything out of this. I never do. No expectation means you're always going to get something. But if I am going to do so, it's got to be done well, So although I have no expectations, I always have high expectations of finish. I want it to look good, want it to be finished. And I think that's important. So I've got some money here. I've got a pencil. I've got a fine liner and a pen liner. This is a paper, mate, and it's a point. I think it's a 0.7 this. Oh, 0.5, sorry, 0.5. And I think I got 12 for £1.99. From where you live, bargains. So yeah. Got a range of money, weights, got a little piece of card today. I'm going to do something slightly different. Oh, please, yes, while I forget. Oh, hello, Sue. Sue. Sue, you might have just been diagnosed with depression, okay? However, you've been dealing with it for a long time. So whilst it's an awful thing for you to have to go through in your head, it's been with you a long time. And you've been dealing with it a long time. It's just now it's got a label. Okay? And I mean that in the nicest possible way. So you're not on your own. I've had it, 30, 40 years? I've had it longer than I can remember. But what I am doing is always remember that my glass is half full and not half empty. I've got it. It doesn't define me. And I do things that make it better for me, and two, do things that I know are going to be helpful. So it's not the end of anything. So it's the start of a new chapter. That's all it is. Just turn the page somewhere new. Oh, always is. You can't, I've got depression. I'll never live again. And it doesn't work like that for me. It works like that. Okay, it's out of my control. I have some control with what I can do and I can't do, and that's what I concentrate on, not what I can't do. I concentrate on what I can do to improve it, or can do to actually get back to where I want to be. And then at the end of the realization is you're never going to be 20 or 5 or 15 again. Those days have gone. You're in the minute. Okay, you're in the minute. So to everybody maybe who feels similar, there are lots of people out there who could probably give you lots more better things to deal with it than I have got. But one of my strategies is this, okay? But it's really important that, this is, how can I put it? This is, the way I look at this is, I use this as you're not alone, a reflection of time with others. You know, that's what I deal with. So that's how I'm going to look. I hope that doesn't start now. I've just had a thing saying update. I'll update it if it goes on that. Anyway, so it's going to be using these wonderful little bad boys. So I'm going to just show you that if you go to Highlight Crafts, you get them for half price. Ridiculous price. But I'm going to use them. Anyway, I'm going to do something slightly different. I'm going to do the same Neuro one, but I'm going to add my touch to it as always. Good or bad. And I'm going to go with some different shapes. And I'm going to construct different shapes today. So let's go. Oops. Looks like a map of the world already, doesn't it? Right, okay, I've got a bit of a mad thing going on here. There's lots of lines. So, without further ado, I'm going to get my writing pen, and I'm going to go over them. And I'm not going to be particularly bothered. I am just going to go with my lines. Now that doesn't look like one of the lines, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to draw all the lines. So the connection, I shouldn't be doing that on, I'll use the back of it. Being quite fast with them today. I'm going to have a chat with my friend in a minute, so that always means that I'm going to rush. Not chatting with my mate. I'm going to rush so I can get to chat to her. I need this first. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking there are some little bits there. But I'm not going to do too much. In fact, I'm going to rub them out now. Now it might not be dry enough because in this humidity and this damp weather we've got in the UK at the moment, or in, shall I say, near Manchester, we're renowned for it, aren't we? Which used to be the butt of everyone's joke. Oh, it's raining in Manchester. Oh, sure. Don't. You know what? It makes me laugh that. Just laugh about what you want, something else, please. It's like there's only two of us in the house. And Mark will say, who's done that? It so pees me off. If it's not him, it's got to be me, hasn't it? If it's not me, it's got to be him. What stupid question. Oh, I can't stand questions like that. It's just, really? You want to waste my time asking me that stupid question? Or are you going to wait for some strange reaction from someone else? It just makes me laugh. It does. I just get really bowled over by it. And just think I want to slap him. I don't, obviously, I'm not like that. But hi, Jackie. So yeah, just so gets to me who's done that. It'd be different if there was 12 of us in the house, but there's two of us. Who's done it? Me or you? Oh, I can't. So I'm going to encroach on the space a little bit here because I'm looking at some spaces and some neuro art, and I wanted to do something a little bit different today. So I'm looking at this and I'm really going to go quite big. So, how do I define big and what to do? Well, the answer to this is I'm making the shapes within the shapes very oval or roundish-ish being the word. So I'm concentrating on making that rounder. Now, I'm only doing it like that because I don't want to colour it in at the moment. So you're sort of drawing inside your line. Curving it a bit. So you'll have seen these are quite popular, I think. Maybe not this style, but because I've tried to do it my own way, but yeah. This is my interpretation. Right, so really bring it together. See here, like that. It's a bit better, rounder. There, that's better. I love the idea of it being rounder. So that's round. I think if you just draw the round shape in within that. I had a brilliant day yesterday with Janice. We were on 4 hours together. Poor woman. With I was doing 2 red robins yesterday for Steph because they've got a takeover, which is cool. So they asked me to do that, which was very, very humbled because it's such a good range, such a popular range as well. So yeah, I was very happy to do it. And it was great that was with Janice because we do get on. She's good. And I don't use this term a lot because, believe you me, the craft industry's full of very bitter people. Not all of us. I don't tend to think of us either. But there's so many people who want what you've got that they spoil it for others. So I'm very lucky to count someone like Janice as a friend. And I tend to stay away from those people now. I don't tend to bother with anybody who's not honest or truthful. So yeah, it was lovely to spend time, especially like 4 hours with a genuine friend who I would gladly do a lot for, and I'm very honoured to say she said the same about me. So yeah, it was lovely. So although it's hard work, and it is hard work because you've constantly got to be thinking of finished outcome. The other side to it is I just got to sit there and play, which was absolutely amazing. It really was amazing. So yeah, but it was very tiring because I set off at 4 and I got home at 7. So it's a long, long day, especially driving my 8 hours. And the problem with driving is because of my fibro and stuff. I get very stiff very easily. And it really hurts. So, but no, I don't want anyone saying, oh, please, I'm not trying to get pity. I'm really liking this smoothness to it. It's like a lava lamp. I don't know what I'm doing. This is just something I planned at the spur of the moment. Can you hear that? It's always nice when you're coasty, toasty. Coasty. Toasty. Cozy. And you're not out in it. Oh, I can see a man there. Can you see him? Bit like me, a bit bent. That looks like a pea pot for a man, doesn't it? Like a pea holder, whatever they're called. Urinal, that's it. Not a urinal. In hospital, you get a pea pot like that, don't you? Well, I've seen it. Oh, here's a funny story coming now. Right, okay. I went to visit my uncle, and he was bedridden because he'd had a bit of a fall, and we all en masse decided to visit him. And he didn't know. Bless him. He loved the joke in the end, but I didn't like it actually. I just thought, oh my gosh, wish I'd seen that. Can't unsee it now. And unbeknownst to us, he was in the middle of having a pee in his little pot. So we sat there talking, and he's messing about under his, his the table you have your dinner on. What's he doing? We thought, oh, maybe he's got it to something, and then plops that pea finger counter like that. What? What's going on here? And all the time he'd been chatting to us, he'd been having a pig in the pot. And we're like, blah, blah, blah. I just couldn't unthink that then. It disturbed me a bit. Because I'm sure he thought, oh, well, I'm old now and I'm decrepit or whatever, so I can pee in this pot while people are talking to me. I don't think so. He could have said, can you just give me a minute and pull the things round him? And we'd go off, wouldn't we? You know what I mean? We'd just shut curtains and finish fiddling, and then not fiddling, weeing, and then let us know when you're ready, and we'll come back into the room and whatever. Not continue peeing. No, I just thought that was a bit. Mind you, it could have been non-compos mentis, at that time, because he was on a lot of drugs. So he wouldn't have. And I suppose, you get to a point, don't you? You just don't care. There's important things like depression, for instance, gets you like that. You get very bitter if you're not careful. You get very self pitying and self sort of importance, and oh, the world owes me a favor. No, it doesn't actually. You've got to make your stay on this planet as important as you can. So anyway, I just thought I'd tell you that. When you got to go, I know, but we'd have gone out of the room, And I'll tell you the thing. All right, okay, I'll tell you the truth. The thing that really got me is why he couldn't wash his hands. Yes, okay, I get you. I get you. Yeah, it is different, but to me, that's like going upstairs and you've got a loo at the top of the stairs and you're faced with someone sat on the loo and they're talking to you. I just don't get that. And I know it's normal in some families, but it wasn't in ours. It was so not normal in our families. The toilet door was shut. It really was bolted. So maybe that's just from my um, past. Maybe it's just something that I grew up with. I'm loving this. I know I'm going to get off toilet humour. Ooh, you hear it blowing. Ooh. On the way home last night. I hurt my finger, right? My finger. I cut it there. And I made this noise. So what did I continued to make the noise to try and refine it. I ended up sounding really strange. And because I was working with owls yesterday, I was trying to hoot like an owl. If I away, someone else is hooting. If I'd have been pulled over or something, or some camera picked me up, oh, it'd have been funny. It'd have been really like that. And then the cats were coming in as well. Not that one. The caterwauling. Oh, you'd have laughed. You'd have really laughed. But we do things. We're in a submarine, isn't it? When you're in your car, when you're driving. I've got to drive past some people and I've got the fingers out up their nose and like their elbows showing all that's left. So yeah, it's like they're invisible. Nope, we can still see you with your arm up your nose. But I'm loving this. So I'm making it. You need right, Angela. What do you want? Can you send me the mystery? Oh, I thought it said mystery link. You can't get it. There it is. That's on YouTube. Hang on. In a group. On Facebook. YouTube. Good morning, Pearl. Pearl's a singing. Yeah, I know. I'll bore it. I'm doing some Noodle Moodles. And I'm just taking, it's a bit like white van drivers taking a corner. They don't do it directly, just take the whole corner, don't they, off? So, yeah, I thought I would do this for my lovely Patreons, a quick impromptu, because I need it. And I'm going to. This is a proper kids colouring in job, this one, isn't it? If any of you those don't know me, that Pearl is very inspirational. She's New Zealander. I don't know if I'm allowed to say Kiwi or whatever. With an amazing place to live, and she's been part of the group for a while now, and she's just been very instrumental in my wonderful, what's it called, website. She's been fantastic. And I go on every day and have a little mess on there and play. And the amount of people, Pearl, who've been, I think when they say, I say, oh, I've got a website, and they go on it and they go, oh, Tasmania. Oh, it's Tasmania. It's not New Zealand, isn't it? Tasmania, sorry. Sorry, Pearl, it is Tasmania, Australian. Why did I say New Zealand? I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, so she's in Tasmania. And yeah, she's been instrumental in giving me a kick up the bum, really. She's got some amazing art of her own. And, you know, when you think of all the places where she lives and the countryside and the heritage, it's amazing. So yeah, I go on my Facebook at my website. People go, "Oh, went on your website." And I say, "I'm sure they're thinking it was like a, you know, like some of you, if you're not in the UK, might not remember this, but you might remember it, Pearl. It might have been over in Tasmania, but it was like play school with that. Which window are we going through today? You know, like really childish, but it's not. It's quite snazzy. My Facebook. No, my web page. Whoa, my website. Right, can you see that? This, yes. I love my site. You know, you have a daily ritual where you do that, and that. Get up, brush your teeth, whatever order it is. You have your routine, don't you? I have my ablutions, and yeah, it's check my website is amongst mine because I love it. I've got to stop fiddling now because I do fiddle a lot, and it really fiddles it out. And I'm like, no, why did I do that? Why? Why? You know, like when you said, I've just had a bit of colour in, you go, no. The arch window. Oh, it's lovely to hear from you. This is a lady, it makes me laugh, this, where I remember chatting to her online. And she'd gone from not really doing a lot to being involved in everything and doing everything, especially with her artwork. So yeah, she's very inspiring. Very inspiring. And she doesn't let things get her down. She's not as mobile as she'd like to be, but aren't we all? And yeah, she's got dreads past the bottom, which totally get me. Love them. So she's an hippie chick. Love it. And I would never have met her if it hadn't been for me colouring in. This looks like a dry stone wall. Isn't it? Something quite elegant about it. Something quite therapeutic. Very, very. You'll have to try it, guys, because you'll see what I mean. That the therapy is in the straight lines becoming round. It's almost like, you know, a stone has got a hard edge and a pebble's round, smoothed out. It's almost like taking the edge off. It's You said something that really scared us the other day. You said you can't learn anything, you're too old for it. And it scared us because you shouldn't ever say that. You're never too old for anything. Unless it's daft stuff. I don't mean that. I mean, if you want to become a toe tapper, it's going to take you a while, isn't it? If you're bound to a chair, but you could be part of the music and stuff. That's what I mean, within reason. But yeah, never ever too old to learn or do something or try it ever. I'm using watercolor paper as well, the Fabriano, because it's a beautiful all-round paper, and I have it on. I've got a show next week with it on as well. So there's the maxi block, which is massive. It's a lot finer than that paper, but it's a great working block. It's called a block because of the size of it. But it's a proper drawing paper. It's not a watercolor paper, but drawing paper. There's no sound on this. Are you sure it's not on your end there with your? Have you turned off your volume? Really like this. I really like the idea of having the bigger pieces, but I still think maybe I'm going to do it in pencil, okay? No, I'm not doing that. Sack it. So when you've got a fine pen, colouring in can be quite difficult. So you tend to sort of alleviate the issue by using cross hatching. Hatching is one way. Almost think of it as scratching. And cross scratching or cross hatching is where you make the sign of a cross. So hatching, cross hatching. Simples. We could chop that down a bit there. Very satisfying, this. Very satisfying. I think I need a... I don't like doing that. I don't feel it's right. So, sack it. Oh, I hate that, no. I always feel if you're going to do it right. If you're gonna do it, do it. So, see, I'm getting more adventurous now, and I don't want to jeopardise what I'm doing due to rushing. So, see, I'm rushing there. I'm loving the little diddy bits in between here because it's just like a web and radiating. One word I couldn't say with Janice yesterday. Spider. But that's good. Yeah, I like that. Something a bit different. There's an artist called Andy Goldsworthy, and his artwork. He's a photographer. His artwork is nature, and he's amazing. We used to teach about him in school. The natural world, how we would make patterns from leaves, colours of the leaves, the shapes. And this reminds me very much of cracked pebbles. Well, I got not a hot water bottle, but I got a poncho. What? Oh, I was like, what's all that on it? Looks like I've got, like the poncho's got knits, and it's not. It's rubbings out. So, loving this. Get my pens out. Gonna line them up here. I don't know why I have a stupid voice on them. I'm putting them in my families. You should get your swatches done. There's no excuse for it. None. I met a lovely little girl on Sunday. Lovely, lovely girl. Now, I was so happy to meet her. New generation coming through. Her name was Lola. She was lovely, and she was like a sponge. Brilliant. And it reminded me of being in school, a sponge, making artwork interesting, so that the students were like, "Wow, really? Wow!" And yeah, she was like a little bit of a sponge, and telling her about how good the pens, the crayons I was using were, and then Nana Sue went and bought her a set, and she's in year 6, so she'd have gone to year 6 like, look what I've got. So I'm going to radiate a pattern. I'm going to radiate colours and depth of colour. So I need families of colour. Well, I've got one right there. So slightly different colours than normal because, put that in as well. Because I've got a light, medium and a dark, but I'm going to go light, medium and dark with it. Right, light. I'm going to start here, light. So I'm still going to do light, medium and dark in it. Light. And I'm putting the darker, the denser bit nearer the other colour so that it shows up. I was driving past Chesterfield yesterday, and as I was coming over the top of the road, no, it was past Chesterfield actually. It was going towards Kettering and things, and the sun was coming up, and it was turquoise like this, turquoise and orange, and it was just stunning. I have took a picture of it, but I don't think the picture does the justice of your eyes. But oh, it was just inspirational. And if you like pictures like that, go to Janice Phillips because she makes some great pictures. So I've got the next colour. So it doesn't matter which way you go. I think I'll go this way with it. Now, these pens, right? Highlight Crafts, a tenner. 24, fibre nibbed, nylon nibbed, really sharp point, lots of juice, ink in them. So this, if you look at Amanda, who actually works at Highlight Crafts, she's probably the one who brought the idea of this sort of challenge to me. Yeah, she's very she did this, but she does it at night in bed, and I think that's such a good way of de-stressing. There we go. Just going to die. Oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? I'm going to go through, darken the edges. Like a fade. And it doesn't really matter if you muck them up, because if you confine it to a darker area just at the edge, it won't really matter. And by that way, what I've done is mix that one and that one there. So I've got to upgrade to depth of colour. So I'm half and half. Right, so I've got my blues. Wow, yeah. That's true, Pearl. I like that idea. I did once a piece of work where I was looking at the distortions in water and I carved them out of breeze blocks. Blooming brilliant. It was for my what do we call it? Where's my darker green gone? It was for my A level. Loved it. So it's like abstracting again. You're taking the elements out of the natural thing that you know they're there for. So it's not. I'm not looking at the overall thing. I'm looking at observational drawing. It's called. I'm looking at the detail by extracting it. So I'm not trying to draw the detail. I'm just trying to make the detail a piece of work. So I've got some green here, which I really like. Now, if I was doing this with some pens, I'd have knocked the edge off now. Edge of the pen. And I know it's not knocked it off, look. So I can still be as fine as I want with them. Yeah, you have to put in that code though. FL50. Oh, I needed this. My other half said, "You've done another live again." And I'll say, yeah, but while I'm on, I'm doing it for me. I know that. But I'm actually not doing it for me because I get so much out of it. Now I'm looking at these and thinking I need my families. So we've got warms and cools. So those go together. That's a different, that's coral. Get me? Warm and cools. But then I could do this. But this sticks out like a sore finger, doesn't it? So I'm going to go with purples and I'm going to go. That's why the importance of a swatch. No, go with a light first. The importance of a swatch is just not a swat or a squat. The importance of a swatch, i.e., sample swatches, colour swatch, is paramount because then you can just see for yourself, especially if you do it on the back of the paper you're using, or you keep a bit, like I use this watercolour a lot and it's on my Amazon page if you want it. It's the Derwent one. Oh no, sorry, this is not the Derwent one. This is Fabriano. Pink. Right, let's try this one here. Oh, right, okay, this is more red. I didn't move out that line, but it's disappeared now, which is good. So you can just see the red. So, yeah, Amanda, thank you so much for the inspiration. We got a bit more pink. You can see how warm that is now, can't you? I think this would be a good skip to orange with that coral colour. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a runny nose because it's cold in here. But I'm not cold. I think it's my cold nose hitting the blooming... Oh, that works better. My warm nose hitting cold air or whatever it is. Condensation. That's it. I've got condensation on my nose. Charming. There we go. I've shared that one over there. I think that's pulsing. Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, they shouldn't not work. Wow. I would have been very upset because they're not like that. They do them straight away. Yeah, I'm glad they've done that. So I'm using like the bluer ones now. I've got moving to the blue corner. You can do colour over this, as Pearl says. I could use a water brush or just a paintbrush with water on it. Same thing. And add some water to it. And these blend beautifully with water. But I'm liking the pointillism on these. It needs to be a bit fuller on it. Fuller on. That's not such a word, is it? Fuller on. No. So woohoo! It's very light, that one, isn't it? So when we move down to colours now, I'm going to do a redder version over here and a bluer version over here, and I think that will help to alleviate that issue of blue and, well, dark and light. See, I hold my pen when I'm dotting upright, so I'm letting the action of the pen, because if I do it like that, I tend to do dashes. So slow down and got a few dashes there. But if you do have problems like that and you make dashes, then there's a really quick answer. And you know what it is? Get a white pen and put white dots on it. It completely breaks it up. So don't ever worry about that. So we've got that one reddish. So I'll move to the blue one now, which I can put down here. Oh, it's quite red as well. It doesn't matter if you're having fun, does it? Oh, nice one, Kim. Hope you're okay. I'm trying to unwind from all the driving. I don't mind driving, but I wish it was nearer. It's a long way there and back in a day. And then 4 hours live TV. That was very hard to do that yesterday, I must admit. Not something I've done before. But I had a nice message off Steph thanking me, which is lovely. And yeah, it was lovely. It was a really nice message, that. So it meant a lot as well. Crazy, isn't it? I think all the time I've worked with Studio Light, I've had 3 thank yous from them and a chocolate Christmas tree. Crazy. Right, here I'm going head to head. Just to get a bit more depth, the side of the pen, I'm going to the side. Then I will change it up slightly because it's the pea pot, isn't it? The pea pot one. If you're interested in colour, there's a couple of people out there that are really good with it. Dinny Sprackle is really good. She's a Dutch very, very clever lady. She works with Copic, Derwent, Daniel Smith, and she's very good with colour. So yeah, she's very, very good. And we've got quite a few people in the group who are brilliant with colour. There we go. So we've got some nice graphics going on. This to me goes straight to the browns. So believe it or not, couldn't believe it, would you, Brown? This is where we have a little frame, you know. Where we have a little tiny frame and a series of 3 colours, or 3 frames, and you cut this up 3 times so that you've got your area of interest in a little frame. Be brilliant. They're only about £1 from IKEA as well. The little frames I use, they're really good, but they just make your work look so professional because it's in a frame now. It's like I've put granny squares in a frame. They look so cool. Just because we wear it doesn't mean it's not artwork. I think this would need a black frame to bring it out. Can you see now how I'm using the pens like this? And it's bringing such softness to it. I think this one here, this needs a little bit more work. So I'm going to go in with the pen and darken it. And if it's not the pen, it doesn't really matter as long as it's near it. So if you're doing this and you pick up the pen that's either side, it doesn't matter. You see how it's bringing it out now? You'll have to spend more time doing the finer, the lighter ones because they're going to need more build up. And then I'm going to hit it with the darker brown. But it's a blue brown. What's that word? Oh, not unwin, umber, and it's got a cold feel. It's a cold brown, not warm. So it'll have more blue in it. There we go. Makes that part really sing now, doesn't it? So what we need to do, I've got black, white and grey, and I've got other colours that'll work on it. So for instance, that's a purple there. I picked it up by accident, I think. There we go. So next up here, I'm going to go with right. So I was going to start here. I decided that I'm going to start with the light ones there and then bring this one in. Now there's a little trick here. To get pointillism to blend, you just put it with the colour next to it. So if I was to say more pink there from that one, and then because these are lighter colours, it works better this way. And then here, more yellow. And you'll see now that should fizz, which it is doing. Cool. So next, I'm using the mid-orange, no, the yolk. So it's like, I've got the orange, this is a light orange. They're really good colours, aren't they? Right? And then darker orange. No, I'm going to do that one there. That colour as well. So there's differentiation with this one. Should fizz out a bit, this. What do I mean by fizz? I mean it should like shimmer. The colours should shimmer out. They trick the eye. It's really important, you know, that you get, it's not right. You get the right colour in the lid anyway. You get the right colours to shimmer, because it doesn't always work. You know, you have to learn a little sort of idiosyncrasies of them, so you know that, you know, whatever colour's next to it, if you add that colour into the bargain, then you get a blend. But sometimes just, you know, if it's a dark colour on light, you have to be really careful you don't overpower it. And if you do light on dark, then you might colour it all in, so to speak. So you do have to be a little bit careful. So we've got red here and we've got orange. So I'm going to go in with, going with the lighter version. So I'm going to go in with the orange here. Orange and purple, orange and yellow, love them all, don't care. So there's the orange. I'm going to come back in with the red. Not a lot. And now I'm going to do red, because red's the lightest colour here. Ready to take on the world now. Not really. So we've got the red. So I'm going to hit it with the purple. A bit more red. If you look at Surat's work, it's just, his work shimmers. Paul Surat. Or Paul Surat, it depends. You sound the T in it. So it's Paul, Paul, Seurat, Surat or Surat. Can you see how that colour now shimmers? So I'm just going to bring it up. Get it? Now let's have a little bit of a let's have a look at colours. So we've got cool colours, warm colours, there's the frame. And what you could do, if you finish that off, you see, I don't mind that. If you finish that off, though, what you could do is cut it into three and have three little frames. But now what we could do is go brown, blue, purple here. No, purples. Yeah, brown, blue, purple. So we've got swathes of there. And then purple, pinks, yellows, oranges. I'm, spend all day here. But here, this is a difficult one, so I'll do this one for you. Right, okay. So we've got that meeting that. No, meeting that and that. Yeah. So we're going to go with this is where, for me, tonally, it gets very interesting. This is what I'm about now, is tonally. I can make this happen. So I'm going to show you a little experiment that I do. Okay. So orange. Okay. Blue. Very difficult to get any form of colour in the middle in it. That looks a bit rubbish, that. It does, and I don't mind saying it either. Don't mind saying it. That's really dodgy. Well, let's see how we can do it. This is what Surat was doing. He was bringing the play of light and interaction with your eyes to do the mixing. Not you personally mixing it. So we've got a bit of orange, yeah? So with a little bit of red around this area. Okay. Bring the red out down here. But now we've got to get that blue in, haven't we? Because the blue's here. But watch how this mixes now. There we go. So that's what we get when we put the colours together, orange and the turquoise. But when we put them coloured like that, you get a very different effect. So more orange to interact with that one. I'll get the light, that blue as well, because that's a turquoise, so it's not really the blue I want. But I'm building up because I've got the turquoise there. So let's go with this blue now, which will be the one, that's the one. Now the interaction of the mixing is in your eye. Close up, it's dots, but from a distance, it's where those dots become one colour. Then that is where the colour mixing happens. Doesn't happen on the paper, because if it was on the paper, I'm afraid to say it'll end up like that dodgy one on the back page. But in colour, the mixing on the paper of the dots is far more, to me, interesting. Okay. So just to highlight that, all right, let's go. Okay, let's go for these crazy colours. Crazy colours. Right, how do we mix? How on earth do we mix them? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. So, it went off. I do apologise. Something wrong with round here. So I'll take that as a time to go. But I'm just going to show you this one. So I've got the orange. Red. Okay. Put the red in. There we go. Let's go into red. Go to aqua. Blue. Light blue. Sort of mid blue, sorry. dark blue. Now, the more dots, I haven't got enough dots on here really to show this dramatically, but the more dots you put on, the more dramatic the transformation is. So you can see the dots. Yeah, so let's do it the other way. And so it mixes. I always put a few dashes. Now, I've been doing this a long, long time, so there is a skill to it, and you can still learn it. It's just quite difficult, but this is another way of doing it. It's like so hatching it works, colouring it doesn't. But you still don't get the fineness of that, do you? You know, and if you really want to go, now I'm using a neutral. So this is the last bit now to show you. I'm using a neutral. And it darkens it again, but it makes it more dominant, the colour. So it's not black, but I can use black. It's actually grey, and it brings shade. So just to give you the reason why, when you're using a colour wheel, you'll have the main colours, but if you add white, it becomes a tint. Yeah. If you add black, it becomes a shade, which we know. But if you mix black and white together, you'll get a grey, and grey becomes tone. So when you use grey on colour, it tones it right down and shades, slightly shades, but black would shade even more. So there we go. Can you see the grey on the top? Now if I use a little bit of black, I'll use it on the darker ones. Can you see how it brings it darker? Now there's the orange with a few dark patches. Don't need a lot with this. But if you do want to feather that line out, the black feathered over it. What can't you get? So you can't get it either. You should be able to. If you ask Janice, she'll help you. She knows how to get it. You can go online and get it on the website. You can go do a search engine and it comes up live. You can watch it there. So any little bits that need blending in, I'll show you what I mean on here, to darken them. Can you say now? So please, I'm going to be doing a lot of work on Syrah. So please go away and have a little look at how paint interacts on the canvas, or pen, or colour interacts, I should say, on a canvas. And your eye does it. And yes, it does look like underneath the water, doesn't it? So very simple. You don't have to do it round like I've done all the areas round. Sometimes I leave them quite dark and angular, but yeah, I want to show you what I mean. Yeah, we'll use this one here, okay? So what I'm going to do is shade this off. So on the line, we do this in when we're cutting hair. It's called a fade. It's like cutting every other hair. So you concentrate on the line with dots. Bring the dots out. It's not working yet, but it will. So it fades the shape that we started with. It's gone. And the fade, can you see it? The shape's gone. It's got a little bit there that I need to get rid of. So that's a fade. So I hope you realise how easy it is to get a wonderful. Oh, get rid of that. Sorry, Angela, leaving your post up. So I hope. I know it's annoying having a ticker thing at the bottom, but it really is a delight to use these pens. It's a delight to produce artwork like this, and it is artwork, and it is all about colour. But if you think, you know, the use of colour is amazing. It shimmers, you know, put black round that, you've got yet another finish. So yeah, it really does play. It really does pay to play. Oh, that sounds a bit corny, doesn't it? But yeah, so these are the pens that they look like, Craftmaster. I can highly recommend them. There is a little seaty thing in them, like that. How does that fit? Oh, like that, I think. So, let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right, hang on. I've dropped it out of them now. So, go in, away. Get down there. Get down, Shep. And keep them in colours if you want, but I'm hoping somebody's remembered what the most important thing to do is do a swatch. That swatch will save you hours of messing because you'll be able to just pick the pen up that you want. Bear in mind, it's got a black, it's got tonally, it's got a light, a medium, and a dark in every colour, which is brilliant. But it's also got a medium as well, which is even better. There goes my ideas. Okay, so it's Craftmaster, fine line flexes, 50% off if you put in FL50. Dawn recommends Angela a thing. I know Carol Ann got them. So yeah, I wouldn't put you wrong. So I didn't use any stuff the other day that I didn't want to promote. I only use what I want to promote. So, and if I don't use it, I'm not promoting it. All right. So I hope that's got legs. I've loved it. Really, I've enjoyed it. I'll take a picture of it and see, and then I'll mess about with it and I'll put it on the reels and do something with it. So Jenny, thank you very much for that. Thanks Dawn, Jackie, everybody, thank you. I am very obviously a big shout to all my Patreons, because you do indeed give me an amazing chance to carry on like this. And you know, if you want to know how to do that, you can go on to louwithers.com, www.louwithers.com, and on there you'll see everything. So you'll see my groups, you'll see the YouTube 01, you'll see, what I'm going to say, also if you go to Local Direct you get 10% off if you put Lou 10, and then, you know, oh no, that's not the one I want. Ooh, where's that gone? So big thank you so much for everybody, your time, your effort, your support, being here with me, sharing my stupid stories and my mental health talk. But you know, hopefully it might be able to help people a little bit. And I will see you hopefully over the weekend, and I'm back on the telly tomorrow night. So yeah, probably Saturday or Sunday when I see you next. So as always, thank you so much. See you soon. Bye.